One of the ones I'd like to talk about is the Mainstreaming Nature-Based Solutions project. This is funded through the Ofwat Innovation Fund and started just a few months ago and will run over 5 years. It focuses on that cross-sectoral collaboration, brings together over 22 partners and many other collaborators, from water companies to NGOs, supply chain, policymakers, regulators at decision-making level actually sit in this project, including Ofwat, who are funding it, to communities and professional institutions. And I should say, what we're targeting in this is that broader definition of nature-based solutions, from catchment solutions to hybrids like sustainable drainage systems and integrated constructed wetlands, to much more the natural and catchment solutions around rewilding. So everything has a role to play around the natural systems on how we're going to make water more resilient to the future. And we're coming together really to maximize the value that nature and nature-based solutions can drive for customers, for society and the environment through the use of these solutions. Because they can play a critical role in addressing not only the multiple challenges faced by the water environment, but they can deliver other multiple benefits to society, like carbon reduction, biodiversity improvements, all at the same time. So the program is really focusing on tackling that hurdle of why is it, if they're no-brainers, why aren't we building more of these solutions? We've got strong governance and expertise, and we're addressing these barriers to large-scale implementation to focus on key enablers to mainstreaming nature-based solutions, including mainstreaming things like SUDS, natural flood management, tree planting, etc. We're running real-life tests across the country in 8 regions of the UK, developing a common approach to how we're going to assess the value, the multiple benefits of these nature-based solutions, and then providing tangible and tested recommendations into PR29, into national policy, and into the next WINEP as well. The other thing we're doing as well is developing a standardization framework with tools and processes that can teach practitioners, engineers and others how to design and build these solutions, how to operate and maintain them, and how to report on their effectiveness, particularly for things like regulatory requirements. But this is also about solutions that deliver well-being and amenity value. So we need wider dissemination and engagement with the communities that can step up and look after some of these features, so that we hopefully can get much greater adoption of nature-based solutions. Through this, we're catalyzing innovation, collaboration, inclusivity, and diversity of perspectives to drive transformational change by making nature-based solutions much more business as usual. And our work streams actually reflect that. And what we're doing is co-creating with all of this diversity of sectors and partners through all of these work streams and testing them on the ground. But much more remains to be done. We need to create new networks. We need to make mainstreaming nature-based solutions not just a project that sits in innovation and research, but much more business as usual. We need to foster collaboration and engagement on a much wider scale than we've seen so far between the different parts of society. And we at the Rivers Trust will continue to campaign for change and advocate for critical reforms in policy, regulation, as well as ways of working, calling for more public participation and large-scale investment and delivery of solutions like nature-based solutions, so that we can make our water much more resilient to current and future threats. Because of course, ultimately, what's good for water isn't just about what's good for the environment, it's also much better for customers, society, and the economy.